You had an unbelievable season, bro. What went right for you that last year, man? You make all conference, like that's unbelievable stuff, man.
Yeah, last year, I really just came into my own. Like the game kind of slowed down for me last year a lot, and hopefully I can continue to do that this upcoming year. But my teammates, they have full faith in me. My coaching staff have faith in me, and they just let me rock out.
Andrew told me, he said, hey, look, we've got so much potential. We have so many guys who could play at a high level, and I've seen you guys play several times. You know, the Kadar Mitchells and, you know, the big guy in the middle that's dunking on everybody, and you got all these young guys. What's your advice to those younger guys to let them know that, hey, yeah, you're really good, but to get to that highest level and that next level, you got to – what are some of the things you're telling them they have to do?
They definitely got to stay in the gym. Can't just come to the team practice. You got to stay in the gym on your own time, keep working, and like really just pay attention to what Coach Kyle was saying, because he's a really great coach and he can prepare you for that next level.
No doubt about that. Look, my friend, you had an unbelievable high school career here and had a lot of big scoring games, 30 points, 35 points, whatever it may be. We don't have the environment right now. It's over the summer. There's not a whole lot of people here, only 2 sets of bleachers pulled out. But when this place is rocking and you got Mr. Rainey walking out on the floor and he's cutting up and all your students are cutting up, this is one of the funnest places to play a high school basketball game. What was it like playing here whenever the place is rocking?
It was amazing just having all the fans out. Like you said, AJ Rainey, he walking out on the court and everything. It was just an amazing environment, especially the rival games like against Thibodeau, Central. Those games are just amazing, man.
Do you have anyone that stands out more than the others? And when you're going to be telling this to your kids someday, what's the one story that you're going to tell them first?
Probably whenever we played at Thibodeau. The gym was so packed and the walls were sweating and stuff. They had to cancel the game and we had to finish another day after halftime.
So y'all played a half and then had to go back and play another half?
Yeah.
How many points you gave them?
I think I probably had like 16 that game.
Oh, so a modest day. It wasn't your high score. Tell me about your goals for your senior season, my friend. You know, I just rattled off the stats last season, 19 points a game, 5 assists a game. You're getting other people involved. Now you got another season to go. What are some things you're hoping to accomplish with your team?
I'm hoping the first individual goals, I really want to average probably about 23 and probably about 6 or 7 assists next year. And then trying to win the conference championship for sure. Hopefully get to the national tournament, probably win a national championship. And I also want to be like player of the year of the conference and first team all conference for sure, and maybe an All-American too.
That's amazing, man. And look, that's well within your grasp. I'm looking at it here. You guys played Illinois. You got buckets against them too. That's a big old Power 5 program. Andrew was telling me a minute ago, he said, hey, look, I want to have DeAndre come and coach full time, but I understand that he may be playing professional basketball. So doing this for a living is something that you're trying to do, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to go play pro after this next school year.
Dude, I don't think you're going to realize how awesome it is to those boys to have. Because, look, it's one thing to hear from Coach Kiowa. He's won a bunch of games, but he's an older guy, not as relatable. To have a younger guy who is doing the things that they want to do, those boys look up to you, man. I'm sure you realize you're making a big difference to them, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing.
No doubt about that. I asked Kadar Mitchell this after one of the games last season. It was actually after the first playoff game. I asked him, I said, what does it mean to be an HL Bourgeois Brave? And he said, and I thought it was a great answer, but he was only a 9th grader at the time. He gave a very mature answer. He said, it means that you're part of a family. So I'm going to ask you the same question. What does it mean to you to be an HL Bourgeois Brave and now a graduate?
You're definitely part of the family. It's just a culture. Like, everybody's just so knit together and everything. People come back and show their support and stuff, It's definitely a family being an HL Bourgeois Brave.
We have a lot of fun with Coach Andrew Kiowa. We just had him on for about 20 or so minutes. He tells his stories, he cuts up, we joke with him. You played for him, and now you coached with him. Give us an Andrew Kiowa story. It could be a serious story, it could be a funny story. It doesn't matter. He won't get offended. Tell us an Andrew Kiowa story.
One thing he always do, even if you like the best player, he don't care. Like you just can't like be lazy on the court for sure, because he'll definitely take you out and cuss you out too. You know, you just can't play around with that.
Look, I was in the hospitality room yesterday, and we were talking about all the great food they got out there, man. What was your favorite thing to eat yesterday, man? I've been asking everybody about the food. What was your favorite thing on the menu yesterday?
The red beans and rice.
The red beans and rice were unbelievable yesterday. I'm with you there on that one. Andrew said your older guys are at football today, so it's going to be a younger group. What are some things as Coach Buggage that you're hoping to see today from that younger group?
I just want to see them continue to mature and like get used to the speed of the game at this level, and just keep running the offense. You know, it ain't really about winning with this group. It's really just about getting them used to playing with each other, used to playing at this speed, getting them to get a hang of the game.
Very good. Do you mind if I ask, what's your collegiate major outside? I know you're playing ball, but what's your collegiate major?
Sports management.
Awesome. Okay, that's wonderful, man. And then I'll kind of leave you with this. You've been doing the coaching over the summer. What's the one biggest lesson that you've learned seeing it from the other side?
Patience. You definitely need to have patience with the kids for sure. And I could definitely bring patience to even whenever I go work out, whenever I'm trying to get better for myself too.
Has that been hard? I mean, I know you've been spending some time with the team, but how do you manage the time of making sure that you're developing and getting up your shots and everything as well?
Normally I go early in the morning, go hit Planet Fitness at around 6 o'clock. Then I go to the basketball gym around 9 and be here for practice around 11, 12 o'clock.
The young people tell me, or the young student athletes at the collegiate level tell me that the one thing that they realize right away when they get to college is that I didn't realize how much work this would be, you know. And you mentioned it a second ago. You got to do a whole lot of stuff early in the morning, and a lot of times your practices will be scattered all out throughout the day. It's one thing on the high school level, but boy, that intensity in terms of how hard you got to work really picks up at that next level, does it not?
Yeah, it's really different at the college level. I mean, basketball is really like a job at that level, and then you still got to do your schoolwork and get that in too.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, look, DeAndre, man, you were an unbelievable high school player. You're still an unbelievable player. If there's anything I could do to help you out, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for the time. I'm going to ask you a favor. See Coach Jacob Allen over there?
Yeah.
Do you mind going get him and send him to the radio table for me, please?
All right, I got you.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
That is Coach Buggage, also a wonderful guard, still playing at the collegiate level. He was an outstanding Bourgeois player who might even be playing basketball for a living someday. Super, super excited and blessed to have been able to have him on. It's the Sports Corner. We're live from Bourgeois. Ellender has a 56-13 lead over Houma Christian School. 7 minutes left in that one. When that one wraps up, we'll have Coach Cornell Scott and Richard Jones on. We're going to also try to get Jacob Allen on in the next segment of the show. Let's catch a quick break. When we get back, we'll keep the train rolling. We're live at the reservation. It's the Sports Corner on ESPN 100.3.
Attention contractors and do-it-yourselfers. You need to know Mayhew's Vinyl Siding and Building Products. Yeah, Mayhew's Vinyl Siding and Building Products is a family-owned and operated business serving the community for 25 years with a large inventory of vinyl siding and cement board, accessories and trim. They also offer insulated and non-insulated patio covers, perfect for creating your dream outdoor space. Now, if you're looking for gutter coil and accessories, windows, interior or exterior doors, or trim and columns, they've got you covered there. And look, it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned contractor or just a DIY enthusiast. Mayhew's Vinyl Siding and Building Products is your one-stop shop located at 13137 Mayhew Lane in Hammond. Open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ensuring that you can access all the supplies that you need when you need them. To experience the Mayhew commitment to quality and customer satisfaction, visit MayhewBuildingProducts.com today or just call 985-549-0039.
We just had Buggage on, man. I didn't realize
Building Products. Building your dreams one product at a time.
When you're sick, you want to be close to home. World-class medicine doesn't require a trip to the city because the best care is close to home at Thibodeau Regional. We're continuing to new services, and our team of physicians has grown to more than 250.
That's a lot of doctors.
More doctors, more services,
and look,
treating
his
more
JUCO
conditions.
played Illinois. We were talking about that. He was
families
giving
help?
them buckets too.
World-class
he's high
right
level.
here, close to home at Thibodeau Regional. Set yourself up for successfully planning your next event, whether it be a festival, Mardi Gras, rodeo, or outdoor music venue. Joe's
Wish I could
Septic
do that one
Contractors
time.
says it's important to cover your bases well before the days of your event. Joe's Septic Contractors can supply 18, 10, 3, or 2-stall restroom air-conditioned trailers and luxury shower trailers of all sizes. Anytime, anywhere, call 24/7. Planning an event? Visit Joe's Septic at viscom.net. Locations in Cutoff, Thibodaux, Fushaw, Abbeville, Reserve, Odessa, Texas, and Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Hello, friends and family. Back again to talk about Dufresne Building Materials. Did you know that we have a new updated online order system called Dufresne Easy Buy? Come see us at DufresneLumber.com to check it out and get you started with a free quote. We now have 8 convenient locations to serve you, which include Cutoff, Thibodaux, Luling, Bellchase, Araby, Slidell, Gulfport, and Grand Isle. No matter how big we grow as a company, we promise to keep that local family business feel and welcome you with a smile. So come give the local guys a try and experience the Dufresne difference.
Congratulations to the Nicholls State baseball team on an outstanding season and winning another Southland Conference baseball championship.
They're still really
From
young,
Henry
man. It's
LaFawn,
crazy.
LaFouche
They're like the
School Board
next
member,
Vanderbilt,
District
man.
Sink or tub stopped up? Can't get it to drain? You know who can?
Ruderman can. Ruderman can. Ruderman can. 262-8222.
How long you going live for today?
Till noon.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Sports Corner. We are live here from HL Bourgeois Team Camp. The Ellender Patriots are putting on a show right now in the first game. In just a second, we got the Patterson Lumberjacks who will be taking on HL Bourgeois. We're joined at the radio table by the assistant boys basketball coach at Central Lafourche, Coach Jacob Allen. Coach, always a pleasure, man. Good morning. How we doing?
Good morning, Casey. Doing well. How about you?
Doing fine, bro. Look, was talking with Gage and yourself in the hospitality room yesterday about the way that you guys are playing this summer. It is a whole new group. There was a lot of unknown, but man, I'm super impressed. You guys are playing well, and the thing that that Gage keeps telling me is that I'm really excited about the fact that we're getting the ball on the court where we want it to be. Now, sometimes you're missing the layups or the easy shots, but the fact that they're getting it into the right spots got to be something that's making y'all happy as a staff, right?
Oh, for sure. It just gives them a better opportunity to put the ball in the goal. And it helps put pressure off them as well whenever they're handling the ball, too. Whenever you can get to your spots, get open. You got to make those open shots, though, especially when they're giving it to you at the rim.
You guys are doing things a little bit different. There's some teams that are doing, like the league or whatever at E.D. White. Or Gage told me yesterday we play in 10 games the whole summer. And he mentioned that he wants it that way because you play a game, have a couple days, and then you could evaluate it, watch it on tape, and learn from your mistakes. How has that process been? Have the boys been receptive to learning from some of those mistakes?
Oh, for sure. And it just gives us a better opportunity to get more time practicing in the gym, too. I know the first week we practiced, then we had a team camp, then we practiced for a whole week, didn't have a team camp, and then we practiced again, and now we have a team camp. So it gives us a better opportunity to go and watch film and reevaluate what we're doing wrong so we can go back out on the court during practice time and get those extra reps in.
Last year it was kind of known. Evan was going to start. Blaze was going to be a big part of it. Jaden Battles. You guys had a lot of proven commodities. This year with a younger team, is there more competition at practice? Because it feels like you guys have more, starting spots that are open and are available.
Oh, yes, especially at practice whenever we split them up into teams, even if it's even teams or whatever, you get your first 5, second 5. But they're going at it all day, and, you never know who's going to win the competition that day. So they're all battling for minutes right now, and you get to see that at these team camps, too. A lot of these kids that didn't even play JV or got a little bit of time on JV are now getting some big minutes on the varsity level, so they'll be ready.
Your district is brutal. It always is. We just had Andrew and DeAndre Buggage on HL Bourgeois. Has got a great team. Tony and Thibodaux will be much improved. Brandon's Terrebonne team is going to play hard, and then we haven't even talked about the River yet. They're going to have a whole lot of talent. Your district is such to where every Tuesday and Friday you better be ready because everybody could beat everybody on any given day.
100%. You never know who's going to win those games. Like you said, look at all the talent that's coming up on the Bayou region, too. Even the talent that was already here that's maturing now.
Yep.
It's just an influx of talent right now, and it's competitive every single night depending on where you're playing and who you're playing against.
With a young crew, what's the one thing that you guys are stressing in practice? Like Buggage just said a minute ago that when they're working with the HL Bourgeois young guys, they're working hard on, hey, be physical. You guys have a younger group. What's the one message in practice that y'all are always honing in on?
One message is being physical on the defensive side, especially with your defensive rotations and stuff like that. Some of them still aren't used to the speed and the physicality of the varsity level. And, I mean, you really got to understand those man principles, especially if you're trying to play man defense.
Man, you have a unique situation in that you're not a teacher at Central Lafourche, and then you're also like coaching a different sport at a different school. As you do the AD and the football at Lockport. Like, man, Jacob Allen must not spend a whole lot of time at home, man. You're always on the go, are you not?
Always on the go. Me and my wife talk about it all the time. We got to schedule dates. We got to do this. We got to do that. And she loves being a coach's wife, but at the same time, she doesn't. So
I understand that.
And I heard this the other day, too. I was reading some stuff, and it's always like this motivational speaker, Willie Spears, was talking about, you want to be a champion coach. Everybody wants to be a champion coach, but how many of y'all are actually being a champion husband at home? So all the time you're putting in at work, this, that, and the other, yeah, it's going to pay off, but if you're really a family man, you're going to do the time and put the work in your marriage, too. So.
Look, you mentioned all that, and then you told me yesterday that I believe it's next week you guys are sneaking away and going out, get a little family time. How important is that? Because look, I'll tell you from experience, I just got off of a Caribbean cruise, recharged my batteries, man. You could work, and that's all good being a workaholic, but you have to find some personal time as well. Talk about how important it is to squeeze in some of those little trips and different things like that.
Very important. So every year during the July 4th weekend, we plan a week trip, whether it's to the beach or to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and that's what we're doing this year. And it just gives us that whole week off, not to worry about anything, because all of June it's swamped with football and basketball. And then once when we get back from July 4th break, then we start pretty much tryouts and stuff for the middle school football team. So we're ramping things up with that.
Tell me about middle school football, man. We were discussing that. Look, it's June 22nd. Before we blink our eyes, it's going to be August 22nd, and you guys are going to have yourself ready to go. On the Lockport side, do you guys do much of anything over the summer to, try to condition them or anything like that?
Yeah, so we go 2 days a week. We go Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 to 6:30, and we're able to use Central Lafourche's field and their facilities and stuff just to give those boys something to look forward to whenever they get up to Central, and they'll kind of know the lay of the land as well. So we'll go 2 days a week till about July 15th through 17th. That's when we'll have tryouts.
You guys had a scrappy bunch last year. I loved watching you guys play. Maybe wasn't the most talented team in the parish, but it was a team that really worked super hard. Talk about what you have coming back and what you're excited about.
Yes, sir. So, I mean, that's our identity. We got to be scrappy. We got to be hard-working kids. We're not the most athletic, but we're going to be one of the most hard-working teams out there. We'll have a few returning bodies that saw playing time last year, but, hey, we'll have a whole new group of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. They'll be excited to get out on the field and prove themselves. But we'll have our quarterback coming back. We also got another guy that's working in that quarterback, too, so we got 2 possibilities there. And we'll have some athletes running around the field, but at the same time, we're reloading, too.
Jacob, one thing that I admire about you, man, is that while, of course, you're fully invested in Central Lafourche and Lockport, you do have the greater good at heart. You do a lot of AAU stuff. Like, you just want to see all the kids in the area succeed. Tell us about some of the Ball Hard Elite stuff, man, because you guys got some players. My goodness gracious. I always look, at the end of the weekend when you guys winning your trophies or whatever it may be, I just look at the team picture and I'm like, all right, stud. Like, you guys have dudes up and down the roster. What's it like working with so many talented players like that over the summer?
It's very rewarding for me, and it kind of sounds selfish, but, I mean, I know it's rewarding for them, too, because when they all get in the gym, I mean, you got some of the top players from each one of the schools down here in the Tri-Parish, and they're battling it out every day in practice whenever we are practicing. And then just to get them to go out and try to make a name for themselves whenever we go to some tournaments. Our next tournament we're going to is going to be in Atlanta on July 11th through the 14th, so we'll take about 9 of our guys down there, and we'll see if they can hang with them.
Atlanta, Georgia. That's going to be a whole lot of fun, man. I've had Joe Touton tell me, and he does kind of the same things as you guys on the baseball side with the Hogs. He says, hey, look, really not a whole lot of coaching going on. I'm just kind of letting them go and do what they do. But he said the players learn a lot from one another. Like this kid might learn a hitting technique from another kid, or, this younger player might see how this guy does it. And, I feel like everybody just kind of feeds off of one another when you have that much talent in the room.
Oh, they do. Like, when a kid makes this nice move to the goal, the other ones want to make the same nice move. They seeing the switching on defense. They're seeing the hedging on the screens. They seeing all this on the defensive side too, that they're picking up these different communications as well, because a lot of coaches, you know, they have different terminologies and stuff like that, and they're picking up on their terminologies as well. But a good group of kids, man. They all love each other. Every time we go in the gym, even this weekend at the team camp, you see all of them kind of meshed up, talking to each other. Doesn't matter what school they go to. But when they get on the court, they forget about Ball Hardy Lead. It's Central Lafourche against HL, or HL against Thibodaux, or South Lafourche against Central. So they're going to be ready, though.
No doubt, man. Look, you guys have, let's see, it's Terrebonne today and then Houma Christian today. Gage was telling me you guys might be getting Isaiah Williams back into the lineup today. That's exciting. What are some things you're hoping to see from your 2 games today?
So hoping to see, honestly, better defensive rotations. One thing that we looked at last night on film, especially in the HL game, we need to handle the ball better. A lot of turnovers. Some people are taking, I wouldn't say good shots. We need to make sure that we're taking good shots or better shots than what we're taking. Because if you take a bad shot in the game, we look at that as it's a turnover. So taking better shots and handling the ball. And, of course, every day we're looking to get better on the defensive side.
So you guys watched some film. You guys got Gage to not watch wrestling last night and to watch film?
Well, you know, it was after all that was done that we were able to kind of text back and forth whenever we were watching the film last night. So that's what we do all the time. You know, after any practice that we film or anything like that, we're sitting up at night, we're texting each other. We're figuring out how we can get better and what we need to do to get better.
Look, I'm going to say this tongue-in-cheek. I know on social media you often put that you like to rate the hospitality rooms. How does HL Bourgeois rate? I tell you what, I ate like a pig yesterday. How does it rate over here at HL Bourgeois?
10 out of 10. If you're not from here, you need to get down here because it's one of the best home-cooked meals you'll see. And my wife was pretty jealous last night that I didn't bring her any leftovers. So
I'm with you. And look, Andrew said, and this is a pro tip now, don't tell anybody I told you this. Andrew said if you open the refrigerator, they got some like ice desserts. I didn't even realize that yesterday, but we got to check that out today. He told me to make sure to take a peek in the refrigerator today.
Oh, we're going to check that out. Me, you, and Gage, we're going to check that out.
But no one else.
I'm a sweet guy. Anything sweet, I'll eat.
Thanks so much for the time, brother. Keep up the good work, and y'all go get 2 wins today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
That is Coach Jacob Allen with Central Lafourche. He's the assistant boys basketball coach with the Trojans, doing a wonderful job. He's also the head football coach at Lockport Middle School and the athletic director at Lockport Middle School. And as he said during the course of the interview, doing some work with Ball Hardy Elite, which is a local AAU organization. Jacob stays busy, but remember that name. He's a young guy, and he's one of the bright young coaches in our area. He's got a very bright future. I don't know who wants to go first. Let's go ahead and get Cornell Scott on. But first, let's catch a break. It's the Sports Corner. We're going to have Coach Cornell Scott on the line in the next segment. We'll be right back after this on ESPN 100.3.
Aunt Lori.
Yes, Addie?
Why do tennis players need a special bracelet?
What do you mean?
Everyone at Ramsey's is talking about tennis bracelets.
A tennis bracelet is a straight line of diamonds that go all the way around the wrist. 50 years ago, it was called a line bracelet.
You don't have to be a tennis player?
No, that didn't happen until 1978. A lot of people say 87, but they're wrong.
So why do they call it a tennis bracelet?
Chrissy Everett was wearing a diamond bracelet while playing in the U.S. Open.
He's in Mississippi.
And it flew off her wrist, and they stopped the tennis match so that everyone could search for it.
He wants the coach so bad.
He
does, huh? Yeah, yes. He's trying to get back
and
in.
Everyone at Ramsey's is excited because right now we're selling tennis bracelets for as little as $1,299.
Natural diamonds or created diamonds?
We have both.
Of course we do, because Ramsey's is the largest diamond store in Louisiana.
Ramsey's Diamond Jewelers on Veterans between Bonneville and West End in Metairie.
Paid actor portrayal.
Dude, guess how much I pay for a $1 million term life insurance policy?
Gotta be at least $150 a month.
Nope. I got coverage through Ethos all online for less than $70 a month and no medical exam. Just answered a few health questions.
That's impressive. I'm shocked you have life insurance.
Wait, don't you? You have a wife and kids. What if something happens to you?
Awesome.
With Ethos, you can start your coverage the same day.
Wow. I'm sold.
Get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Set yourself up for success when planning your next event, whether it be a festival, Mardi Gras, rodeo, or outdoor music venue. Joe Septic Contractors knows that it's important to cover your bases well before the days of your event. Joe Septic Contractors Contractors can supply 1810 3 and 2-stall restrooms, air-conditioned trailers, anytime, anywhere. Call 24/7. Planning an event? Visit Joe's Septic at viscom.net with locations in Cutoff, Thibodaux, Fouchon, Abbeville, Reserve, Odessa, Texas, and Pascagoula, Mississippi.
You're listening to 1600 AM and K274DE 102.7 FM Golden Meadow.
You're listening to ESPN 100.3 FM, KLRZ, LaRose, New Orleans, and the River Region.
We start hour 2 of the Sports Corner here live from the reservation. We're live on the campus of HL Bourgeois. Game 1 of the day is in the books. The Ellender Memorial Patriots got a victory over Houma Christian School. Game 2 is a little bit delayed. It's going to be HL Bourgeois against Patterson. It's my understanding Patterson's a little bit late getting here. So we'll get them here, and then we'll get the Braves taking on the Lumberjacks in just a second. But we have Ellender Memorial Boys basketball coach, Coach Cornell Scott, here on the line. Coach, your team just got off of the floor, played some good basketball against Houma Christian. First and foremost, good morning. Good to see you. And
good morning,
second, how'd the way you guys play, man?
We're still a little rusty. We're trying to get it back in. They had a long day yesterday, but kind of like what I saw from some of my guys, they're kind of putting in some work, and we're just trying to get better here.
Where did you guys go yesterday?
We went to the top 100 at Loyola.
Okay. Oh, man,
Yes.
there were some good teams there.
Yes.
Tell us about the competition, and how'd you guys fare?
We did pretty good. We lost 2 one-point games.
Oh.
Yes. But
to who, if you don't mind me asking?
I think the first one was to, man, I'm not even going to tell you the truth. I don't even know.
Okay. But
yeah.
If they were there, it was 2 quality opponents.
Yeah. No, they were some quality opponents. But it's just some good work. And then, the atmosphere that they put in, Coach Kochvat did a great job of kind of conducting that and putting that together for the state. I think that's something that we're going to try to do every year. And it gets your kids exposed.
Coach, you guys have some dudes, bro. Last year, y'all were young. And last year, early in the season, it was a process.
Yes.
Later in the season, it got better. You guys snuck into the playoffs. Now you guys got pretty much all of them back, and you've added some pieces to that. I've seen you play a couple times. This is not last year's team. This is going to be an Ellender team that's going to do what Ellender teams are used to doing. You guys are going to be a playoff team easy this year, in my estimation.
I think we have the ability to be a great playoff team. The guys are starting to gel, and some of my young kids even coming in are going to play some major minutes. Like Sagai White, he's tremendous, so he's going to help us, and he's going to kind of be on the floor with some of the guys, and then everybody returned. We didn't lose anybody.
Yeah. Coach Doobie Plaisance told me once she had a real young team one year when she was at Nicholls, and she said, when you got a bunch of freshmen, but they all have really played a whole season, they're really not young anymore because they've gone through it. Now, I mean, yeah, your kids are still young, but they know now what to expect. And, they're going to be a little less intimidated. They're going to be they're going to know what's coming. How big and how important is that for you guys that they've been through it once before, even though they're still, in many cases, only in the 10th grade?
Well, that was the plan last year. I kind of knew we were going to struggle a little bit. And last summer, we really got our head beat in, and I was fine with that. I just knew that if the kids trust the process and trust that, I was going to put them in the right spot, that we would eventually kind of turn that corner. And it really happened after we came from the Monroe tournament at Ouachita. I saw a difference in the kids out there. We won a couple of games, and that just kind of put us in a situation where the kids were starting to understand what they need to do in order to win. And then the wins came. Wins came, we made the playoffs, and that was big for them. So, like I told a lot of people, I say, give me now, because when these kids figure it out, they're going to be pretty good.
What does it say about the Ellender Memorial Boys basketball program that we're over here saying, yeah, we got our faces beat in, and you guys still made the playoffs? That, your quote-unquote off-season was a year where you still made the playoffs. Man, that's just a testament to the amazing work that you guys have done to build it up to that level, man.
Yes, and it was a lot of hard work, a lot of practices, longer practices than what I normally did, and there's a lot of skill development, just those kids learning how to play on the varsity level, because you got to understand, some of them, they just played middle school. And then some of them weren't playing high-level AAU ball. So we really got it together, and we really got it and worked hard, and the kids kind of figured it out.
Andrew has been telling me really for the last year or so, he says, hey, now when you're a high school coach, you got to know your X's and O's, all that. That's a given. But he says often, and I agree with him 100%, you got to be a psychologist. You got to know how to relate to the kids. You got to know how to make sure that they're understanding your message. You had a bunch of ninth graders last year. They were losing games early in the season. I'm sure at times you had to become Dr. Scott and not Coach Scott to make sure that everybody was pulling in the same direction, right?
Boy, those psychology classes at Nicholls worked out. Yes. And, man, it's just kind of getting them to understand. And, you know, that's kind of hard. You're getting beat by 30, and you're telling them, hey, keep your head in the game. We're going to be okay. You know, just follow the plan. You know, it's kind of hard to see a plan when you're losing games by 25 and 30, you know, and it was consistently early on. But they listened. They paid attention. They came in, and I'm proud of them. And now you're kind of seeing how it's going now, and that we're going to kind of reap the rewards this year. But then the following year is going to be even better.
Tell us about, I mean, I know you guys still don't have a home gym. Over the summer, do you guys practice at Terrebonne? Do you guys practice at direct gyms out there? Where do you guys get your work in?
Both. On Sundays, we go to Terrebonne, and thanks to Coach Gotro for letting us use this facility. You know, and Coach Brown, you know, they've been very accommodating to us and helping us out. And then we go to the rec at East Homer.
One good thing, and I was talking with Coach Haslett earlier in the week on play-by-play, he said, hey, look, for all of the things that we don't have, he said we do have a very good weight room. And he was talking about the facility that you guys just off campus. So in terms of lifting and getting the guys bigger and stronger, fortunately, you guys do have a really nice facility that's within walking distance. That is a blessing, isn't it?
That is a blessing, yeah. And, you know, they put together, and to be honest, you know, Coach, well, they're now at CCA, but Coach Jamal and Coach Turner, you know, they kind of put together a good weight room, you know, for us. You know, they kind of got the stuff, and, you know, I think that was a good thing that came from the storm, that we got a good weight room right now. But I can't wait to get back in my gym, man.
I can't wait to get back into your gym, man. I was talking about this the other day on social media, is that, look, as much as we love to go visit you guys at Terrebonne, we love going to the House of Pain as much as you love going to the Tank, man. It's just not the same. We can't wait to get you guys back into your gym.
It is not, and I'm so ready to be back in there. But yes, I'm not sure we go to the Tank this year.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know. That's my place to go play. Man.
I don't know that you've lost there anytime recently. One time BJ Daniels got you. One time.
One time he got me. Yeah, he got me. Shout out to BJ.
Let's talk about this, man, while we're on the topic of the district. Last year, the local district was a little bit down. South Lafourche was a little bit down. You guys were not as strong. South Terrebonne struggled. Assumption struggled. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think you guys are going to be better. South Lafourche is better. You add E.D. White into the mix. Morgan City was young. Vanderbilt is a junior college team. There are going to be a lot of very talented teams in our local 4A district. I can't wait to see the competition. It's going to be a much more competitive district this year.
I'm very excited. You know, having Coach Keith and E.D. White come back into the district. But, and, you know, I got a chance to see a couple of them. Like South Lafourche is going to be pretty good. And I love the little guard they have. Man, he's a little fireball.
Pete?
Yes.
Pete?
Yes. Love that kid, you know, so. If you don't know, I'll be watching them. So trying to figure out how we're going to beat them. But our district is going to be pretty good, and that's what we want. We want to be competitive around the state.
Yep, no doubt about that, man. Look, you mentioned a second ago all the returnees. And I remember going to a middle school game last year, and it was Oak Lawn against, I don't know who they were playing. It was at a tournament or whatever. And I remember saying, my God, who's this guy? Like, this kid for Oak Lawn just getting buckets. Well, he's now your player at Ellender. Tell us about that young man, because the first time I saw him, I was like, my God, this guy's got to be in the 11th grade. No, he was just an 8th grader last year. Now he's an Ellender Patriot. Very, very bright future. Tell us about him.
Man, Zakai White, and he hasn't even scratched the surface yet. That kid's going to be pretty special. And you know what the thing, with good players, sometimes good players don't work. He's a workaholic.
That's amazing.
Yes, that is a blessing to have, and he fits right in with our system, does everything, and very complimentary to the kids. So, you know, with a kid like that, and, you know, so ball dominant. I've seen him to where he's now, kind of following the leadership of some of our only two seniors. But I just think the sky's the limit for him.
You're brutally experienced Ellender team who has 2 whole seniors this year, unlike last year when you had none, right?
I know, right?
Who are your 2 seniors?
We have Tamaj Lagarde, and then we have Javon Williams.
Oh, 2 good ones.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, I'm sure that's a luxury to have that senior leadership because that is 2 good players and 2 really good kids.
Yes, and they've been doing. I've had some seniors that were good leaders, but these 2 are good leaders, and they lead by example, and I love that for them.
Cornell, I didn't realize this until I was seeing it on social media. Your boy's playing professional basketball, man, and not only is he playing, like, getting buckets, man. Tell us about that. You got to be super proud.
Man, proud of Q. And it's been a journey for him, and he got hurt right out of college after Tulane, but then he kind of got better, so he's been playing in the basketball league. And I think he was first team all conference. I mean, whatever they have. And I think rookie. Yeah, first team all rookie. So
that's amazing.
He's been doing pretty good, averaging about 22 and 8. So
look, it's unbelievable the talent that we've had cycle through the area. Look, I had Buggage on the show earlier, and he was telling me he aspires to play professional basketball. And I was asking him his goals for his senior year, and he was like, oh, yeah, I want to average, 23 points a game. I was like, those are huge goals, man. But he averaged 19 a game last year, so he's more than capable of doing it.
Very
then,
capable.
we didn't even talk about, Devontavian Martins and, Sugar's playing professional basketball,
Yes.
former Thibodeau guy. There's been so many talented players in this region in the last 10 or so years, man.
Rayshawn Martin.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Man, yeah, Kevin Johnson. So we've had a lot of talent in the area, and you're just now really kind of seeing that that class was pretty good.
Do you think that it's a situation, Coach, where we've kind of always had talent like that, but just now that a few have made it, the people know to look into our area more now? Do you think that's what's happening?
Man, we've had some kids in this area that really kind of just got passed over because we're so down. We're way down here, and they don't pass New Orleans to come and get a chance to see us. So that's why I kind of try to make it a mission of mine to bring my kids out so that they could be seen.
Oh, that's a good point, man. I didn't think of it like that. Look, you guys have one more game today. Got a win against Houma Christian. What are you hoping to see in your final game of the day to make you satisfied, bro?
Just more focus on defense, focus on defense. I'm really too much not talking about their offense, and I'm just I want to see their tendencies. I want to see how they play, and then I'll be able to adjust to them because at this age, like you say, we're psychologists. I got to adjust to my kids and see how they're going to be.
Look, I saw you got a couple of them that could throw it down now. That's a good luxury.
Man, yeah. This is going to be a very different team. A lot of people are going to be seeing a different product from us.
No doubt. Coach, thanks so much for the time. Do me a favor. Go get Richard Jones and hustle him over here if you don't mind.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, there's Coach Cornell Scott with the Ellender Patriots, always doing a good job. They've got a really good team. We look forward to watching them and following them throughout the course of the year. Let's catch a break. When we get back, we will have Richard Jones of Houma Christian School. His team just got off the floor. They're doing their summer. Then we'll get Brandon Brown after that. Then we'll get Gage Griffin after that. We got them one after another, stacked on top of one another. It's the Sports Corner. We'll be right back after this on ESPN 100.3.
Summer is here. The Great LeBlanc Toyota Summer Sales Event is here. Get the new redesigned 2025 Toyota Camry with a class-leading 52 mpg. The 2024 Toyota Tundra with 0% APR available or $2,000 customer cash.
I can hear
the 2024 redesigned.
Oh, no, I was making sure Richard put on the right headset.
And remember, Toyota comes with 2
Blue Boo's the last commercial.
Okay, sounds
Great
good.
LeBlanc Toyota in Houma. Model number 8261 with approved credit, excludes tax, title, and license.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of
and hope in our community. As we mark 7 decades of dedication to your well-being, Terrebonne General Health System remains committed to advancing healthcare, improving lives, and expanding our services to meet your evolving needs. In celebrating our past, we look forward to a future filled with promise and progress. Your health is our legacy. To discover more, visit tghealthsystem.com.
I'm Gavin Dugas, LSU baseball champion and someone who is passionate about a crucial cause, drowning prevention. In regards to drowning prevention, education is key. Everyone, especially parents, should learn CPR and basic water rescue skills. Additionally, barriers such as pool fences and life jackets play a crucial role in preventing drowning accidents. Constant supervision is vital. Always keep a watchful eye on children near water. Assign a water watcher when participating in water-related activities.
Welcome back to the Sports Corner. We're live here from the reservation. Casey Gisclair here. We are going to be live until noon, but the basketball is going to be hot and heavy until about 3, 4 o'clock here. Game 2 of the day is about ready to rock and roll. We got the HL Bourgeois Braves who will be taking on the Patterson Lumberjacks. Earlier in the day, we had the Ellender Patriots get a victory over Houma Christian School. We had Coach Cornell Scott in the last segment. Now we have Coach Richard Jones of Houma Christian School in this segment. Coach, good morning, buddy. How we doing, man?
Good morning, Casey. How you doing, man?
Good,
to
man.
see you.
Good to see you, buddy. Fortunately, been seeing a lot of you, man. We've been in the gyms a lot this summer. You guys are just coming off of your game, faced a very talented Ellender team. Their pressure kind of bothered you a little bit from what I was able to see. But, man, every time you take the floor, it's a learning experience and a great opportunity for your kids to grow. Talk about what you saw on the sideline, man.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you play an Ellender Patriots team with their pressure, it's going to present some problems for you. But I thought some of our younger guys stepped up. We started a 7th grader, 2 8th graders, a 10th grader, and 2 10th graders. So very young at its core for this lineup today, but a lot of young kids got a lot of valuable experience today for sure.
I see he's back out there now, but how's my guy Brinson doing? I know he said he was battling like an ankle or something. He's doing better now?
He's doing great, and I was a little weary for him to play this weekend, but he went to the doctor. They actually took precaution and did an x-ray, came back clean, and got diagnosed with tendonitis. So he just a little bit of rest. He felt pretty good, so he's good. He says he's not hurting, and he's a kid that's super honest. So trusted him to be out there, and just excited that he's being a leader that he is, man. Those moments where you can get frustrated after a kid make a mistake, and it just shows their youth, and he's up there building them up, talking them through different spots. So definitely having Brinson out there is a huge deal for us.
Where's Curtis? I saw he's not out there this weekend. Is he doing some football, or what's going on there?
He's non-football.
Oh, okay.
But we held him out yesterday. He's got a little knee tendonitis, and he's doing AAU track. So he'll do some high. He's doing some high jump. He finished second in the state last year as a freshman for high jump. So he's kind of working on his craft in that realm and getting his steps right. So he's definitely he's competing today.
Oh, that's amazing, man. I didn't realize. I knew he did track, but I didn't realize he was doing the AAU track. That's awesome.
Yep.
Tell me about this. Andrew actually was talking about this earlier in the week on play-by-play. He said, man, look, I love the way Richard Jones does his summer league. He was saying, look, they get all of their kids' work. He coaches all of the kids the same. And by the end of the summer, every one of those boys is better than on June 1st whenever they started the summer. First and foremost, that's high praise from such a great coach as
Absolutely.
Andrew. But then secondly, I agree. Like, talk about that philosophy and that strategy. Man, like, all of your guys on July 1 are going to be better than they were on June 1.
I believe so, and I think there's coaches that said it. You know, when the season starts, you're going to be 0-0, and soon you'll find out what kind of work everybody put in and competed against. Obviously, nobody wants to end up on the losing side of the scoreboard. I'm competitive by nature. My kids are competitive, but I can tell you this: when they fall into kids going to play junior high, when they're facing just any junior high program, I don't think they'll see the fear in their eyes when they're out there playing against some 4 and 5A competition. And then on the other side is just making sure we know what we have from 7th grade on all the way up. And I got to figure out how many kids will dress for varsity. 'Cause I think there's going to be some kids, even at the 7th grade level, that are going to play junior high, JV, and varsity for me.
Wow.
And that's the blessing at that 2A spot.
Look, you probably never thought you'd be asked this question over the summer, and I'm asking you the question because I know the kid, you know, I know his dad and everything. Little Tyler Farmer. He
Yes,
gets
sir.
in there. He works hard. He's not the biggest. He's very young. But, boy, he competes, and, boy, he loves to play. That's a guy that, look, when God gives him another couple of inches and he hits that growth spurt, he's going to be a player for you guys,
Yeah,
man. He
man.
competes.
Yeah, for sure. Tyler works his tail off. He trains 6 days a week. He loves basketball.
Yes, he does.
Anytime you got somebody that loves basketball and always has a basketball in their hand, you know, you definitely want them to be a part of your squad. And we have a lot of kids like that.
Yep.
And I think we have a lot of kids that just don't want to wear the jersey just to wear the jersey. I think they truly love basketball. They work at it. Sometimes, look, I'm getting to the gym 45 minutes before practice, and there's vehicles waiting outside
waiting
for
for
me.
you.
So I have to start extending my my day and get there a little bit earlier too. But man, it's all work. I'm blessed to be where I'm at. I'm excited. I've never been more motivated in my life, and man, it's just it's so promising to see, man.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong here. I think I put this 2 and 2 together. That's your kid that's out there with you guys?
That was his first action this summer off of knee injury, number 8.
Okay, so he was injured. Well, first I didn't recognize him because he's grown quite a bit.
He sprouted up.
Yeah. So, but that is your boy, man. What was that like? That must have been special for you, man.
Cool, man. So it's something that I'm going to have to seek advice with. I'm probably going to call Freddie Fry pretty soon and bend his ear on how he handled it with Nate. But just having him around and being able to kind of pick his spots and put him out there. I thought for not picking up a basketball in 2 to 3 weeks, I thought he played really hard. And he's a student of the game because he's around basketball so much. And, yeah, man, he grew about 3 or 4 inches in the last couple months. He finally passed up Mom, so that's the running joke in our house. But that young group, that 7th grade crop with my son Cooper, with Leon Ville's kid, little Leon, with Tin, who just started against Ellender. That's Ryan Fazan. That's Justin Brinson's little nephew. He's a 7th grader. And Chase Lombus is a 7th grader. And yet we haven't had our big kid, Charles Phillips' son, Sean, out here yet.
Oh, yeah, that's
he's just going to be an 8th grader.
That's right.
So that core of that 7th, 8th grade crop, paired up with that sophomore class and a couple of the freshmen with the Lejeune kid, with Dyson, with Brock Barrios' little brother Caleb Barrios as a 9th grader. We have a lot of youth, man. We just have to tap into just putting it all together on what we want to be and just keep working, man.
Joe always told me, and that's Joe Tutone, he would always say, hey, look, the biggest challenge is when we're in the dugout, it's baseball. But when we're in the truck riding home, it's whatever my son wants to talk about. If he wants to talk about playing video games, it's that. I don't coach him once we get in the truck. And I think that's going to be one of the big challenges is knowing when to be a dad and when to be a coach. Like you're going to be juggling 2 roles there. And I'm sure that's going to be challenging, but I'm sure it's going to also be very fulfilling for you as well.
Oh, for sure. So last year, Brandon Brown and I, we did a little JV match during the summer. And I threw him in a jersey. You know, some summer rules out the window. His kid was at Mulberry in 6th grade, and I threw him out there. And the first time he touched the ball, he stepped into a 3 and drilled it. And
there you go.
I immediately had to force myself not to get emotional, and I was. But it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see. Houma Christian is just a family-oriented spot, but I'm excited, man.
How many of them play football?
Not a ton. Lejeune plays football. Sean Phillips plays football. Balin Falgu plays football, and Brock Barrios plays football. So it's not a ton. I'll be able to schedule some games earlier than I typically could, and we'll be able to get. We were never able to get scrimmages in the past, man, because we never had the numbers. We never had just the non-basketball players. So we are pretty much we have a lot of basketball only kids and some baseball track kind of kids, which is new for me, because even being at Terrebonne, I was used to sharing those athletes coming from football. So it's something that we're trying to get more people playing both, but you can never force a kid to do something they truly don't want to do either.
I'm just thinking to myself as you're giving this answer, if I'm Jamar Celestine, I'm going to talk to Brinson every single day. I'm buying a McDonald's. I'm doing what I got to do.
And Cortez, too, because I think you put Cortez in some shorts at a 7-on-7 event. I think he gets an offer when he steps off the bus.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's surprising to me, man. Got another one today against, I believe, Central Lafourche.
Yes, sir.
What are some things you're hoping to see from your guys for the rest of the afternoon?
We definitely got to clean up some of the errant passes. I think even when you throw youth on the court, it is what it is. We got to make sure we fake a pass to make a pass, and we step to our passes. I think the athleticism and the speed of some of these teams are really showed up, like when we played Ellender. So we got to make sure we definitely we don't over dribble and we don't throw those Peyton Manning Bronco lollipop passes. We got to make sure we throw some dots and step to our passes today.
Who you guys play during the season? Tell us a little bit about your non-district schedule. I don't think I've asked you about that yet this summer.
Non-district, I kind of catered it down a little bit, but we do have some spots that we still chose to be pretty competitive in. Man, we're actually going to the Tank on a Saturday night, which is going to be, I'm sure, going to be rocking. So that's going to be a character build night for us for sure.
Yeah.
We're going to play Edie White again at Nicholls. So we'll be a part of that Fonts.
That was a lot of fun last year.
We'll be a part of that Fonts Classic, and now we're moving district, so we're not really going to play too many of our old district foes. I'm trying to get Fisher on the schedule, but they won't return my call.
Wait. Okay, I was not aware. So no more Thomas Jefferson, Fisher, South Platte. Where are you guys now?
We're actually going back out west with it's going to be tough. Catholic of New Iberia, Franklin, who just won state, West St. Mary, athletes. Laurelville is going to be good, and Delcom. So we're back out west for at least 2 years. And they do 2 rounds of district, which I'm not.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm really trying to finesse our schedule the best I can. But we got some Einstein charters. We have some schools like that where we should have the advantage in. So I think we'll still be able to stack up some wins, and hopefully we build some confidence and just have that pedigree of. Young players, but third year in the system once we get to district, and we plan on outworking. We plan on outworking and outcoaching some teams, and we're not going to back down for sure.
You guys heard us moaning and groaning. A young man for Patterson just threw one down. A one-handed slam dunk. Patterson has a lead over HL Bourgeois. Andrew said this is his 9th graders that are playing today, so a little bit of a tall task for the Braves. Look, man, I'll ask you this. You've been doing this for a little while now. We had DeAndre Buggage on the show earlier, and he said, hey, look, I want to play professional basketball, but after that I do want to get back and I want to coach. He's interning with Andrew right now. Then we have Drew Caillouette, Andrew's son, who's at Bird. And we got Jacob Allen, who wants to be a head coach someday. And, a lot of young coaches listen. So my question to you would be, to those young coaches who are aspiring to have their own program someday, what advice would you give them? What would you tell them right now to try to make sure that their perspective is right and that their head's in the right place?
Man, a long time ago, I had some older gentlemen tell me to make sure you keep it simple. And I thought I was a little bit smarter than I was at the time, and I didn't keep it simple. So I would definitely say keep it simple, because basketball is not, we might play a little bit different, but it's not a game that needs to be reinvented. And be yourself. I think I heard Brian Colley say it many a times. Just go in and be yourself, because if you get caught up trying to please everybody and you make exceptions for this one or that one, it always comes back to burn you. But so I would just say genuinely just be yourself, be there for the kids, and just work your tail off, man. Just work.
Do you ever have moments where you're sitting, around the house and you're saying, man, I wish Houma Christian Richard could tell this to Terrebonne Richard?
Yes. Yes.
There's those moments?
Yes. That now look, stepping into that job, that was a senior heavy group. I thought we did a pretty good job, but there's a lot of things that we would have did different. But I can tell you this: I'll take the group of parents I have right now over that group of parents any day of the week.
We could leave it at that, my friend. Thank you so much for the time. And if you don't mind, go and get Brandon Brown. He's a couple of rows up over there. We'll chat with him. Richard, always a pleasure. Thank you so much,
Casey,
buddy.
thank you, brother.
Yep.
Thank y'all for what y'all do.
Yep. There's Richard Jones at Houma Christian School doing an excellent job. They got one more game today. Let's catch a break. When we get back, Brandon Brown, the newly minted Hall of Famer, will be joining us here. We're live from the reservation. We got a half hour to spare here on ESPN 100.3.
All right, Casey. Just a reminder, let's visit Boomtown New Orleans Casino this summer for some exciting live sports action. We've got the biggest screen. And ESPN Bet is live in Louisiana. Plus, Penn Play Rewards members can win up to $500 in Penn cash every week. Visit PennPlaySports.com/cover5 today and register for your chance to play and win. Not a member? Get the Penn Play app today. Boomtown New Orleans Casino is your live sports headquarters. Bring your crew for all the action. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
It's Ram season at Southland Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, and Houma. Not only can you get a great deal on a Ram, but you can see their impressive lineup of new commercial trucks and vans. Southland Dodge has the perfect vehicle for your business with Ram's long-lasting new pickup or their efficient new Ram work vans. Choosing the right one should be easy. Whether you need a truck for work or home life, the Ram will do its job. Southland Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, 6161 West Park Avenue in Houma. Here for you yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Hello, friends and family. Back again to talk about Dufresne Building Materials. Did you know that we have a new updated online order system called Dufresne Easy Buy? Come see us at Dufresne Lumber.
Casey, you can end the program like at 11:50. I just took all the last spot and moved them all up.
And no matter how big we grow as a company, we promise to keep that local family business feel and welcome you with a smile. So come give the local guys a try and experience the Dufresne difference.
What's up? This is Casey Gisclair, and this is why I choose State Bank for all my banking needs. State Bank is a local bank, which means you get a taste of home when you walk through the doors. The bank's motto is Cajun Banking, served just the way you like it, and that's for a reason, because you're always greeted by a real banker who provides smiling service. But State Bank also has the latest banking technologies, which means you get the best without having to sacrifice that personal touch that we all love. So go visit them today at one of their many locations. They're proud bankers serving a proud community. Resilient bankers serving a resilient community. That's State Bank, now 70 years strong.
Since 1954, Terrebonne General has been a beacon of health and hope in our community. As we mark 7 decades of dedication to your well-being, Terrebonne General Health System remains committed to advancing healthcare, improving lives, and expanding our services to meet your evolving needs. In celebrating our past, we look forward to a future filled with promise and progress. Your health is our legacy. To discover more, visit tghealthsystem.com.
We got Patterson and H.L. Bourgeois playing in front of us here. We got basketball throughout the day, so come on by and check us out here at H.L. Bourgeois High School. We're joined by Terrebonne boys basketball coach, Coach Brandon Brown. Coach, good morning, buddy. How we doing today?
Hey, good morning, Casey. Good to be here.
For sure, man. I got to ask you right out the gate, how was Thursday, bro? Congratulations. You are a new member of the Bayou Region Athletic Hall of Fame. What was Thursday like for you, man?
It was an unbelievable honor. It didn't hit me till I got up on stage, and I was just flooded with emotions. I was able to keep my cool, but it was so incredibly honored and grateful to be surrounded by such great athletes, great people at the ceremony, and a lot of my mentors and my family who supported me along the way.
Look, I'll make a joke with you here. You got in by playing basketball. At least you didn't have to ride a bull, right?
Oh, man. I'm still fascinated by Mr. Fournier, but he's just such an incredible person and charming person, and it was great to see it and meet him and become friends with him as well. But, yeah, basketball is easy. Not riding a bull.
No doubt about it, man. Look, saw you guys play yesterday. Did what you do. You guys played hard, competed. lost a heartbreaker there. They made a buzzer beater in sudden dead overtime. But your kids compete, man, and they're getting better. Talk about the way that you guys have performed in the last couple of weeks, man.
We got to grow from the competing and energy phase to the executing phase. And right now we aren't there yet because I feel, and it's not to any detriment of the kid, that they're trying to individually do well themselves instead of collectively do well as a team. And as of right now, they can't see that them trying too hard individually is kind of hurting team aspects, because I think that we're together as a team with our energy is better instead of individually things. You know, if you didn't get your shot in 4 or 5 possessions, that might still be okay because you should be excited for your teammates if they score.
Man, you guys, and I mentioned this several times on play-by-play, you got a lot of depth, man. You guys have a lot of kids who could really play. And I know we've talked about this throughout the summer. It's going to be a situation where it's going to be based on who shows up in a given practice, who shows up in a given game. Like, you guys have a lot of options. Talk about, you know, what it's like coaching that situation where the rotation on any given night could be different.
Yeah, it's a give and take. I mean, we got a lot of kids with certain strengths that I would like to maintain, but it all comes from the leadership. And I would like for Renard Smith or Kayvon Mahoney to lead by example. And I will. I told them that it's a compliment that I'm going to get on them every day, you know, that I had to sit them down for the majority of the second half because I felt, and in my opinion, they were playing like freshmen. And for as a head coach, I should be able to rely on my seniors to lead by example on how possession should be on offense and defense. And I told them straight out, I mean, if you're going to play like freshmen, I'd rather play the freshmen and the sophomores, and you guys can lead from the bench with me. You know, I can give me some more assistant coaches, you know. but you know, I love our depth. I love our guards, and I love how we each individually can do some things. So it's up to me to, like, you know, move those pieces in the right direction. But, you know, it's up to any individual. If you want to just maintain a lot of minutes, hey, showcase it consistently.
You know, I was watching at the E.D. White Summer League, you guys, I don't remember who you were playing, but I think it was Renaj who maybe missed a defensive assignment. And that was what you told him. It was during a free throw. You pulled him over. You said, hey, look, it's not that you made a mistake. Everybody's going to make mistakes. It's that you're a senior and you made a freshman mistake. And then those, it sounds like, are the issues that you're trying to eliminate right now with those upperclassmen, right?
Of course, because you got, you know, when we had, you know, players like Colin Bill, you got Remy, we got Kobe Jones, that you're able to make certain mistakes and they'll have your back and mask it. And to be now the guy, the leader of our team, you know, our quote-unquote best players, we can't have that. You know, and I told flat out, told him it's unfair at times that it's going to be on your shoulders, but you have to embrace it and want it. You know, and shots not going to fall, things like that. But you can always keep it, keep it consistently with your work ethic and your communication, especially with all the young players that we have.
You could still do that, what that gentleman just did?
That's my bare minimum. I can't get any higher than that dunk the guy just made.
So, yeah,
that's it. One hand. Well, I can't do any 2 hands.
They had a gentleman for Patterson who just threw down on one hand and slam dunk. For those of you not familiar, how tall are you? 6'8", 6'9"?
6'8".
All right, 6'8". You got to still be able to 2-hand slam.
No 2 hands. I can fingertip 1 hand. That's about it.
So, you know? What is it that went out first? Was it the back, the knees, both?
No, everything is fine. It's just
Father time.
At about 60%, and I'll show some flashes sometimes, but as far as jumping ability, no indeed am I getting up there and slamming it home with 2 hands.
Look, I was just talking to DeAndre Buggage earlier in the show, and he was telling me that he's got a senior season at his university, and he's trying to play professionally. If you two were in a room together, and he said, "Hey, Coach Brown, you know, what do I need to know? What are some tips you would give me? You played all over the world. What would you tell DeAndre?"
Just keep your head down and work. Trust your work, and no matter what outcomes happen, if you get a tryout, no matter what, if they sign you, they don't sign you, trust in your work. Because my first couple teams I went on, I kept my head down and I worked. I kept getting cut, and I don't understand because the numbers were there, but I trusted my work ethic, and it all blossomed for me that my first year, and it continued. So stay in the gym always and just outwork everybody. And it might not be rewarded right away, but when you still keep sowing them seeds, the flower's going to bloom, man. You're going to be all right.
I've always heard, and I don't know if this was your experience, and your friend, so I hope this wasn't your experience, but I've always heard the horror stories of you go to this team and they don't pay on time, or the owner pays you less than what they promised. Did you have to deal with any of that stuff?
I dealt with that
all the time.
Yeah, every team but one team. But the thing is, again, their culture is not our culture.
Yeah.
And like I said in the interview for the Hall of Fame speech, is that, hey, your money's supposed, your contract says 26, and you're licking your chops saying, hey, I want my money, and they're saying we'll give it to you tomorrow, and tomorrow is like 2 weeks from now, and it's going to be a struggle. And I know that if you need your money, but if you play hard and embrace the fans will put pressure on the ownership to take care of their business. I know that's a backwards way around, but if the fans get behind you, then the ownership can't do you no wrong, because they'll show up and they'll riot their own ownership. So
man,
yeah, it is like
world.
that. It is a different world, that you're not getting paid on time, and that contract is fickle. It don't mean too much. Is that they have the rights to you. So if you want to leave and because you're mad, trust me, it's not gonna end well for you. And I know that that's a bad thing, but if you go into that overseas life, you got to understand it, and you got to just keep putting in the work, and it all gonna pay off for you.
No doubt. Look, we had Cornell Scott earlier, and Cornell was saying that he feels like in the last 5 or 6 years or so, more doors locally have opened than ever before because of Devontavian Martin and these different players who have made it. If Brandon Brown were playing today, you think that your recruitment would have gone a little bit different? You think you would have gotten more exposure?
More exposure for us, I think, social media wise. But I thought I had a pretty good overall college like recruitment experience from so many schools, But I'm not I don't want to say flashy person, so I don't even like outside attention all that much. So, I would have kept it to myself anyway if I was being recruited. But I like what's going on with all the kids getting a lot of attention, but we have to understand that the work has to be solidified. That comes with the attention, and they got to be early mornings, late evenings, even some midnight runs that you just got to get it in. And I think that's what's being lost. That an hour and a half in the gym is not enough. You got to put 4 or 5 hours daily. And sometimes it's going to seem unfair, but when you get to college, when you get to being around other talented people, you're going to see that your difference from what the work you put in is going to show itself.
DeAndre told me, and I just passed right in front of us, he said, the hardest transition for me was accepting that, I'm not just playing basketball because I like doing it. Now it's a job.
Yeah.
Talk about that transition of, hey, this is what I do. And if you don't put in that time, someone else will, and then you're not going to have that opportunity anymore.
For me, I got lost in the job. I really got lost in it, and I loved everything that I did. So I really didn't see it as work. I saw it as, wow, I can't believe I'm in this country.
That's awesome.
And all I have to do is get up at 9 a.m. and work out for 2 hours, come back in the evening, work out for another 2-3 hours, and I get to go home and then enjoy a good life, a good country. So I thought the trade-off and the money and the prestige was I came out on the winning side. So I'm grateful.
What are you hoping to see from your boys? They got a couple of games today.
I'm hard on them, so I'm a coach just like it's a real regular season game and make sure I coach everything, because I've been letting them loose and I ain't been liking what I'm seeing. So just some execution, finishing around the rim. We missed too many layups, transition. We turned the ball over too much, and it's basically the same things, And I'm trying out different methods and trial by error. So I'm trying to do better as a coach, and I want them to do better as well. So game by game, hoping to get some leadership from my seniors to be, and just hoping them all freshmen, I don't mind they make mistakes, just grow from them.
There you go. Brandon, thanks so much. Congratulations again, and good luck today, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Coach Brandon Brown doing a good job, as always, with the Terrebonne Tigers. We got one more truck. We got Gage Griffin of Central Lafourche, who will be joining us at the radio table, and then we'll put a pin in it today. We've had a wonderful day at HL Bourgeois. We thank Andrew Kayowitz so much for the hospitality and affording us the opportunity to be here. And our final, last but not least, our final coaching guest of the show, Coach Gage Griffin of the Central Lafourche Trojans. Gage, I feel like we did this interview yesterday in the hospitality room. We chatted for almost an hour out there, man. How we doing today, buddy?
Oh, very good, very good.
Good. Got a couple of games today. Your boys are going to be on the floor competing. Another opportunity to get better. I had Jacob Allen on earlier in the show, and he was talking about, the challenge of the youth and everything like that. But he said, hey, the kids are competing because they know there's some playing time available. What are some things you're hoping to see today, man?
Yeah, today I'm hoping to see us get more easy baskets. And last night against HL Bourgeois, I think we had 6-8 points in the first half. It was just a struggle in the half court. If we could develop that a little more, get some easy ones for the team early, because the second half we did great. We had 23 points. It's just got to start hot. But if we get that today, a more help side defense, we're going to be fine.
It's got to be a challenge for you and Jacob is that last year with so many seniors, like, you knew what you were getting from Evan. You knew what you were going to get from Blaze and Battles and all these guys. You had a lot of proven commodities. This year, you probably got 7, 8, 9 guys who on one day might be incredible. The next day might struggle. And you never kind of know what you're going to get on any given day. I'm sure it's the old Forrest Gump expression, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I'm sure you're adjusting to that on the fly, are you not?
Yes, definitely. And look, this group, it's very fun to coach, and it's very fun to see what we got. We got many different lineups we could throw out there, different combinations, and it may not be the same starting 5 every night. It may be matchup dependent or who's doing better in practice. But it's great to come up with different things that's going to suit this team. And we started to do a little bit more of it yesterday with our defense, with trapping a little more. But it's very fun to coach and see what we got with all these different bodies and different types of talent we got.
You were telling me yesterday that we should be expecting the summer debut of one of your guys today. I'm sure that's exciting. Add another weapon to the arsenal, a guy who could really score the ball and could do a lot of things. Talk about that. I'm sure you guys are excited to see him out there today.
Yes, absolutely, and that's Isaiah Williams. He was our returner from last year. He got some varsity minutes, started a few games for us. Very energy guy, very big energy guy, defense, rebounding. And look, the kid, he could come out. He's improved his shot. I'm hoping the injury didn't put him back. This could be his only summer action he's gotten so far. But he was chomping at the bit to play last night, and I told him, no, let's give you another day, see how you're in warm-ups. But he's going to help the offense flow a little better, I believe, and he's a guy that's going to help lead. He's going to help lead everybody. If we go down big, he's going to try to rally everybody together, and that's going to be his big thing that we've been missing.
I was talking about this the other day. Actually, I was writing about this the other day. No, it was a radio segment where it feels like being young now means less than what it did before. Like before, when you would say, oh, well, we're young, it would be like a death sentence. The team wouldn't be very good. They would struggle. Now, Ellender's going to be really good. They're young. South Lafourche is going to be good. They're young. You guys are going to be good. You're young. Like it feels like, and I don't know if this is AAU. I don't know if this is personal training. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know what it is, but it feels like the 9th and 10th graders now are so much better than what they used to be, and they're more capable now playing at the varsity level than ever before.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, even as good as 7-8 years ago when I was in school, it was very rare to see a freshman playing varsity.
Now they're all
you see
over.
freshmen starting varsity and making a big impact on teams. It's great to see that that's happening because then you get to keep those kids for the full 4 years. And we had one last year that came in towards the end, Dudeman, Travion Smith, and I hope he's going to be a big part for us this year.
No doubt about that, man. You mentioned earlier in the summer, you said, I love that we're getting the ball where we want it to be on the floor, and the problem is we're just not putting it in that orange thing up there.
Yeah.
And then last night, you kind of said maybe the same thing, 6 or 8 points in the first half, and then the second half it kind of opened up a little bit.
Yep.
What is it? Why are you guys not able to score the ball?
Look, I think some of it may be lack of physicality. Some of them are shying away from contact. You can see some of our inside guys, instead of going towards the basket, they're floating a little bit like, oh, well, let's shoot this little floater instead. So we talked about that at the end last night. Go into these guys. Like, if you see someone big in there, try to get them in foul trouble. Don't be scared to get blocked. And a lot of these boys don't have varsity experience. they're going to learn as it goes and see what's an easy shot, what's a good shot, pass up a good shot for a better shot. And the more experience they get, it's going to come. Some of our quick hitters last night, they were open, but they're going to see on the film, oh, if I waited the split second more, it was wide open and that pass don't get stolen. So we get the open shots. We just got to find how to put it in the hoop.
Isn't it crazy how, okay, the one thing that everyone says is that the jump from middle school to high school is the speed of the game is so much faster and the physicality is so much more stringent. But as coaches, you're telling them that you want them to slow down. So you want them to play faster, but mentally you want them to slow down. It is kind of
Very
an oxymoron,
Yep.
and I could see where it would cause some hesitation a little bit at times.
Of course, and it's just a major adjustment. They need to know when to go fast, when to go slow. It's all depending on situations in the game as well. Like last night against Patterson, we were up, I believe, 7 to 9 points, and then we go and jack up 2 3-pointers in a row. And I was like, what are y'all doing?
Some of my hair turned gray, so I
know.
know.
And then I'm like, okay, we just got to handle the ball. Then we turn it over. But they're going to grow. They're going to start to see, oh, this situation, I remember this happened in the summer. So in the regular season, they say, oh, this time let's come more towards the ball, play slow, go like a 5-out. Not to say stall the game, but get the great shot, get a layup. You don't have to go and shoot a 3 at the end like that.
There's a debate on Twitter, and I know you're not all that active on social media. We were actually talking about this yesterday. There's been a debate on Twitter about whether or not there should be a shot clock in high school. And I saw it was something like 22 states have it, and then like 4 or 5 other states are in the process of implementing it. Do you think that's something that we could use in Louisiana?
I think there's pros and cons of it. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I do think a lot of the smaller schools would be affected badly by that. Because a lot of the ones that want to run their motion offense, get the great shot, they may not have as much of a chance against the big athletic teams. Like teams like H.L. Bourgeois, they would love a shot clock to see that.
They're not having a 40-second possession.
Oh, no. In their half-court defense, they could hold us to where we don't even get a shot off sometimes. So it's all team-dependent, I believe, which a shot clock, it would be a major adjustment. And it would probably be good to see the coaching ranks rise up a little bit to see what the coaches would do with a shot clock input. It may have more quick hitters. It may not be as much motion for the big 5A schools.
Jacob Allen told me last night that you guys watched some film, which was a big surprise to me. Not that you guys were working hard, not at all. But the fact that you were watching something other than wrestling last night to me was a big surprise.
Yeah, you do both.
It was one of the best SmackDowns of the year yesterday, man. They had all sorts of stuff going on. We get CM Punk gets bloodied up. We get a new member to the bloodline. We get all sorts of crazy. It was one of the best shows of the year last night, man. I thoroughly enjoyed from start to finish.
Absolutely. It was a great week of wrestling. Going from Clash at the Castle last Saturday, then Monday, we talked yesterday, it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then SmackDown to come out and do what it did. I didn't miss a single segment for any show this week. It's awesome that WWE got it going like this, and every segment's meaningful. And last night, seeing the new Bloodline member, I feel like he looked like the best out of all of them.
He's a monster.
Like, man, when he put Cody through the table, it opens people's eyes. And it's going to lead to something very big coming up. And, man, when Roman Reigns comes back, that's going to be one of the biggest ovations we've ever seen.
We were talking about this yesterday in the hospitality room, is that, like, it feels like it's sooner rather than later. Like, there's only so many different ways that Solo could alienate Paul Heyman before Roman comes back. And then yesterday we get it, Roman's not coming back. In wrestling language, that means he's coming back really soon.
Very.
So he's going to be back soon, and boy, that's going to be exciting for the fans.
That's it. And what I'm seeing that I think it's coming to, I think we're going to have a Cody versus Solo match. I don't think it'll be Money in the Bank. I think it'll be SummerSlam. I think Roman makes that major appearance at the end of SummerSlam with a big ovation. Surprise, and I think we'll start our Bloodline versus Bloodline story.
Cannot wait. Look, I'll leave you with this, and I know you kind of touched on it a minute ago. We got a couple of games today. For Gage to be happy walking out of the gym today. What are some things you have to see, my man?
Look, what I want to see today, and we talk all the time about seeing the fight in the kids. I saw a lot of it in the Patterson game. We tried making a little comeback late last night, got within 7. But they need to fight, but we need to get some more shots into the hoop. I want to see them getting to the basket. Don't rely on that three-point shot. And our defense is what really needs to improve, though. The offense, like I've been saying, that's going to come. If our help side defense is there, we're playing aggressive and rebounding, we're a bigger team than we were last year. we should be one of the better rebounding teams in the district. If we could start getting that, we could be fine, and I'll be very happy after today.
Jacob Allen said it's a 10 out of 10 hospitality room here at HL Bourgeois. Do you concur?
I concur. I hope they got some dessert today, too.
Andrew, look, I'll tell you a secret, and I told Jacob this, and he said this is only for us. This is only for the Central Lafourche and South Lafourche people.
Ooh, really?
Andrew told us that there's some chilled desserts in the refrigerator that no one touched yesterday, but they didn't realize that there was anything in the refrigerator.
Oh, wow.
Today we gotta tear into that.
I like that. I like we get some special privileges around
Yes,
here.
absolutely, yes. We're going to get the chilled desserts today. Brother, you're up against it. You're about ready to go play. Thanks so much for the time. Always a pleasure.
You got it. You're welcome.
That's Coach Gage Griffin with Central Lafourche doing an excellent job as always. Look, Truck said we're out of commercials. We'll wrap up a little bit early. We want to thank Andrew Kayowitz so much for the hospitality. We want to thank our guy Tarek for helping us out here today. Man, and all the coaches. We've had just about everybody here. As soon as their games would end, they would come on by to the radio table. They really appreciated having us here, and we certainly appreciated being here. So we'll put a pin in it right here. It's been the Sports Corner, brought to you by Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute. Our time on the air has come and gone, but our time in the gym is just beginning. Come on by to HL Bourgeois today, all day. We got basketball at the reservation. Come hungry. Got a lot of food. This is Casey Gisclair signing off. You've been listening to the Sports Corner. We'll be back with play-by-play on Monday and same time next Saturday. God bless everybody.